Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you all? Well, as you all know that we are reading our second lecture using the second lesson using the scientific method. We will complete it and after that we will do its exercise including synonyms and question answers. So let's have a look on the last paragraphs of this lesson. Superstitious beliefs are being overcome by using the scientific method. Yani superstitions, what is meant by superstitions? Our irrational beliefs, baseless fears. So our irrational beliefs are being overcome, are being controlled due to the use of scientific method. आज इंसान जो है तो हम परस्ताना ख्यालात पर काबू पा चुका है, किस वजह से, किस सबब से? साइंसी तरीक़ाकार के इस्तेमाल की वजह से. It has been demonstrated. Demonstrated means shown, proven, displayed, दिखा देना. That there is no sound basis for them. तो साइंस ने हमें क्या दिखाया है कि there is no solid basis, there is no sound basis for superstitious beliefs. Few people today believe that diseases are caused by evil spirits. Evil spirits, demons, ghosts. तो आज बहुत कम लोग इस बात पर यकीन रखते हैं कि डिसीज़ आर बेसिकली कॉज्ड बाय डिमॉन्स और इविल स्पिरिट्स के जिस्म पे किसी आसेब या भूत प्रेत की मौजूदगी के सबब कुछ बीमारियां सामने आती हैं. यानी आज साइंस क्या है? साइंस प्रोवाइड्स अस द रीजंस, द लॉजिक्स फॉर ऑल द थिंग्स टू जज. फ्यू पीपल टुडे बिलीव though astrology and fortune telling are still practiced. And what is meant by astrology? Astrology basically means the knowledge of stars, and fortune telling predicting information about a person's life. Yani there is small number of people who today believe in astrology or in fortune telling कि आज भी कुछ लोग मौजूद हैं लेकिन उनकी तादाद ना होने के बराबर है जो सितारा शनासी, इल्म नजूम पर यकीन रखते हैं, who are having superstitious outlooks. They do not influence the life of as many people as they once did. यानी आज सुपरस्टिशियस बिलीफ लोगों की ज़िंदगी को इस तरह से मुतासिर नहीं करते as they did in past, जैसे कि माजी में किया करते थे. It has been learned that there is always a good natural reason for everything that happened to people. So that is something very important, the key line of this paragraph, that people have learned today that there is always a solid reasons behind all the happenings, behind all the things which happen to human beings. As a result, people are no longer fear black cats, broken mirrors and the number 13. So we see that the people, they are more logical, they are more liberal in their outlook towards life. So they are no longer afraid of black cats, they are no longer afraid of broken mirrors, they are no longer afraid of number 13 which were the signs of bad luck in the past. यानी आज का इंसान जो है चूँकि सुपरस्टिशियस नहीं है तो वो तमाम बिलीफ्स जो है उनको झुटला दिया गया है जिस पर ज़माने कदीम में, माजी में इंसान यकीन रखता था. जैसे ब्लैक कैट्स यानी बिल्ली का आगे से गुजर जाना समझा जाता था कि कोई बदशगुन है. इसी तरह से ब्रोकन मिरर, आईने का टूट जाना भी एक बुरा शगुन समझा जाता था. और नंबर 13 का हिंसा भी मनहूस तस्वुर किया जाता था. तो व्हाट वर द फियर्स ऑफ आवर इंसेस्टर्स? हमारे जो इंसेस्टर्स हैं उनके खदशात क्या थे? दे वर अफ्रेड ऑफ नंबर 13, दे वर अफ्रेड ऑफ ब्रोकन मिरर्स एंड दे वर हैविंग द फियर लाइक दैट ऑफ black cats. And luckily we people, as we are living in scientific era, scientific age, we are all away from these sort of superstitious beliefs. By the scientific method, it has been demonstrated that ideas are not necessarily true because they have been believed for a long time. So we have learned out of reading scientific theories that not necessarily that the ideas which were considered true in the past will remain true forever. Rather, the human beings are in the process of exploration, in the process of finding out more and more truths regarding the things. तो आज का इंसान उन मफरूज़ात को हतमी हक़ाइक़ तस्वुर नहीं करता जिन्हें सामने लाया गया है, बल्कि वो किसी चीज़ के हवाले से भी मज़ीद एक्सप्लोरेशन के मराहिल में है। Ideas must not be supported by facts in order to acceptable to the scientist or to people who use the scientific method. So the people who use scientific methods, they do not believe in the ideas which will remain true forever. Rather, they have their own logics, they have their own rationality, they have their own thinking about the things which are happening in their surroundings. It is all because of the use of scientific method. The discoveries of scientists have helped people to develop an attitude of open-mindedness. Open-mindedness क्या होता है? Liberalism, broad-minded. So the use of scientific methodology basically has made the man more and more open-minded, more and more लिबरल इन इस आउटलुक्स टूवर्ड्स लाइफ कि आज का इंसान जो है बहुत वसी नज़र हो चुका है। आज का इंसान बेहतर बसारत रखता है, बेहतर अदराक रखता है, बेहतर फ़हम रखता है उन तमाम चीज़ों के हवाले से जिन्हें माजी में तकलीफ़ दे, नुकसानदेह समझा जाता था। आज उन तमाम चीज़ों को हक़ाइक़ की बुनियाद पर परखा जाता है और फिर किसी कंक्लूजन तक पहुँचा जाता है। They are more willing. Willing mean eager. Willing mean ready, eager. They are more willing for new truths than to assume. Assume mean to suppose that what has been considered true will always be true. Yani again the same thing is repeated over here. They are not in a positions, they do not want to take the things true as they were considered true in the past, because they try to find out new avenues, new paths, new ways, or linked to the previous theories. Because people have had to change their old ideas as a result of discoveries made by scientists. So why have people changed their old ideas? That is all due to the use of scientific methods. तो साइंसी तर्ज़ अमल, साइंसी तरीक़ाकार के इस्तेमाल के सबब लोगों ने अपने पुराने ख़यालात को खैरबाद कह दिया है and are less likely possibly to accept conclusion as final. Conclusions mean results, final mean ultimate. So people, they do not take any conclusion or any result as the final one, because assumptions are there, suppositions are there, new avenues are there. So they are on the way of exploration to find out more naked realities regarding थिंग्स। जी बेटे, आपने इस लास्ट पैराग्राफ में ये पढ़ा कि आज का इंसान क्या है कि द मैन ऑफ टुडेज़ एरा is more logical, more experimental, more scientific in his approach towards life. इसलिए इंसान जो है तोहम परस्ताना बातों पे यकीन नहीं रखता, बल्कि हर चीज़ को साइंस की कसौटी पर, हक़ाइक़ की कसौटी पर परखा जाता है और फिर ही किसी नतीजे तक पहुंचने की कोशिश की जाती है। जी बेटे, हमने ये लेसन कंप्लीट किया यूजिंग द साइंटिफिक मेथड। लास्ट पैराग्राफ आज पढ़ा गया, उसके वर्ड्स मीनिंग को एक दफ़ा रिवाइज कर लेते हैं। सुपरस्टिशंस मीन इरेशनल बिलीव्स, बेसलेस फियर्स। इन्फ्लुएंस्ड मीन अफेक्टेड, ओवरकम, कंट्रोल्ड। Basis, foundation. Evil spirits, demons, ghost. Astrology, knowledge of stars. Fortune telling, predicting information about a person's life. And willing mean ready, eager. Look for, search for. Assume means suppose, and conclusion means results. जी बेटा, ये लेसन यकीनी तौर पर आपने अच्छी तरह से पढ़ा होगा, अच्छी तरह से समझा होगा। तो नाउ वी विल डू इट्स एक्सरसाइज, एंड एक्सरसाइज इंक्लूड्स सिनोनिम्स एंड क्वेश्चन आंसर्स। इसकी एक्सरसाइज जो है वो हम लोग करते हैं यूनिक नोट से, जिसमें तमाम मुमकिन डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स जो हैं वो मीनिंग्स के साथ मौजूद हैं, और इसके अलावा क्वेश्चन आंसर्स, वो तमाम क्वेश्चन जो आपके टेक्स्ट बुक के एंड पे मौजूद हैं, प्लस एडिशनल क्वेश्चन आज रिवाइज किए जाएंगे, पढ़े जाएंगे। तो बेटे, हम सिनोनिम्स करते हैं इस लेसन के यूजिंग द साइंटिफिक मेथड। लेसन है आपका ऑल ऑफ अस हैव बेनिफिटेड। बेनिफिटेड इज द अंडरलाइंड वर्ड। All of us have benefited greatly from the use of scientific method. So your word is benefited, and your options are A, learnt, B, profited, C, believed and D appreciated. Benefited का मतलब होता है to take advantage of. It cannot be learnt, it cannot be believed, it cannot be appreciated. Right? The correct answer is profited. So the correct word here is profited. The second statement is, we have been greatly benefited in the production and preservation of food, and your word is preservation. Preservation means storage, provision, किसी चीज़ की दस्तयाबी, फराहमी. तो options are infusion, provision, storage, transformation, and preservation means, ये इसको कट कीजिएगा ज़रा, वो मैंने ना थोड़ा सा गलत कह दिया, ये स्टोरेज है, स्टोरेज. ठीक है, चलिए अब दोबारा शुरू करें. बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. वेल बेटा, योर सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज, we have been greatly benefited in the production and preservation of food. Preservation means storage, महफूज करना. The options are A infusion, B provision, C storage, and D transformation. So the correct answer is storage. Well, the third statement is, scientific method has helped us in the improvement of communication and transportation. So the word is communication, and communication definitely means exchange of information, and your options are exchange of information, translation, promotion, and transfusion. So your answer is, the answer of communication is exchange of information. Well beta, the fourth one is, we are more critical in our thinking than our ancestors. Ancestors means basically forefathers, our forefathers. Options are elders, forefathers, seniors, and relatives. So the answer here is forefathers. Next statement, even then your battle for life was not over. Battle means struggle here, struggle. So options are struggle, wish, try, idea. The answer is struggle. Well, next statement is, life was most uncertain. Uncertain basically means insecure. Uncertain means insecure, and your options are as unassuming, believable, insecure, imperfect. So the answer of uncertain is insecure. Next statement, once started, it spread through a community, and your underlined word is community, and the options are family, country, an area, commercial area. Community means basically an area. So the answer is an area. Well beta, next one is, a person who lived more than 30 years was indeed fortunate, and fortunate is underlined word, and your options are, fortunate means lucky, and options are lucky, frowning. Frowning, what is meant by frowning? It means an expression of disapproval, an expression of disapproval. So the third option is impressive and intelligent. So the answer the meaning of fortunate means lucky. Next statement, young people are treated to protect them against diseases, and the word is protect, and your options are, protect means basically, protect means to save, to guard, bachana. Options are stand, perform, guard, and fight. So the answer is guard. Next statement, these changes have helped in solving such problems as the cause of disease and its prevention, and your word is prevention. Prevention का मतलब avoidance, बचाना, बचाओ. Options are treatment, avoidance, production, performance. We cannot insert the word treatment or production or even performance with prevention. So the right meaning of prevention is avoidance. Next statement. Into the narrow unpaved city streets, household garbage and refuse were thrown. And the underlined word is refuse. Refuse, as I have told you earlier, refuse doesn't mean deny here. Your text meaning is refuse means waste, waste material, rubbish, trash. So the options are deny, garbage, things, material. So refuse mean not deny, rather your text meaning is garbage. Next one is the streets were poorly drained. Drain mean clear out करना, साफ किया जाना. तो हमारे पास options आते हैं cleared out, carpeted, made, framed. We cannot insert the words framed, carpeted, or made against drained. So drained mean basically cleared out. The next statement. Sewage is carried through sealed pipes to the disposal plants. Disposal plants is the plant or the place where waste material is disposed of. So the underlined word is disposal and options are dumping, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sewage is carried through sealed pipes to the disposal plants. Disposal means a place, disposal plants mean a place where the waste material is disposed of. We are having option like dumping, hidden, different and dangerous. So the right answer is dumping. Disposal plant mean dumping plants. Where waste is disposed of. The next one is, it has been demonstrated that insanitary conditions cause diseases. Underlined word is demonstrated, and demonstrated means proved, shown, displayed. So your options here are cold, watched, exaggerated and shown. So the right answer to this word is shown. The next one, water was used very sparingly. Unsanitary conditions cause dysentery and cholera. Dysentery is an infectious disease, and dysentery basically is a type of loose motions or diarrhea. So here options are dehydration, loss of blood, depression or diarrhea. So your right answer is diarrhea. Next statement. Water was used very sparingly for bathing and cleaning purpose. The underlined word is sparingly. Sparingly means very carefully, very frugally, very economically. The options are specially, rarely, fluently and economically. So the right answer is economically. Economically. Well, the next statement is water is carried through an aqueduct to the city of Los Angeles. Aqueduct basically means the underground water channels. ज़ेरे ज़मीन जो आबी गुज़रगाहें हैं उनको एक्वेडक्ट कहा जाता है. Options are furrows, underground water channels, vehicles and water tanks. So your answer is underground water channel. Underground water channel. The next one is, this is the most remarkable advance from bucket system of supplying homes with water. So the word is advance. Advance means developed, progress, taraqi yafta shakal. So options are twist, descent, progress and recovery. And your answer to this word is progress. Advance means progress. The next statement is, thrifty housewives preserved their homegrown vegetables. The word here is thrifty. Thrifty means frugal, economical. And the options are carefree, quarreling, frugal, and spendthrift. What is meant by spendthrift basically? Spendthrift means people who are extravagant, who are in the habit of extravagance. And carefree means people who are away from or free from responsibility. तो here thrifty कहते हैं frugal कफाइशवार को. तो options are carefree, quarreling, frugal and spendthrift. तो the correct answer is frugal. Well, the next statement, regardless of where people live today, they can obtain some fresh fruit round the year. And the word is regardless of. Regardless of means despite what has been said or done. Despite what has been said or done. तो options are, or you can say irrespective of, कतई नज़र, किसी चीज़ के कतई नज़र, irrespective of. And the options are with high regard, thankful, irrespective of and concerning. So your answer is irrespective of. Your answer is irrespective of. The next statement, food is preserved so that it is both nutritious and enjoyable. And the word is nutritious. Nutritious means high in food value, rich in food value. So options are natural, rich in food value, low in proteins and balanced. So the answer is nutritious means high in food value or rich in food value. The next statement, modern methods of selecting, grading and processing have removed the risk of dehydrations from the food. Dehydration is the word and options are adding water, lack of fluids, getting state or damaging. Dehydration means lack of fluids, removal of water. So the answer is lack of fluids. The next statement, feeling which involve fears such as this are called superstitions. Superstitions क्या होते हैं? The baseless fears, the wrong beliefs. The options are excuses, evil ideas, sensations or baseless fears. So your answer is baseless fears. And the second last statement is superstitious beliefs are overcome by using the scientific method. And your word is overcome. Overcome means controlled, suppressed. And the options are matched, crossed, controlled and proved. So the right answer is controlled. The right answer is controlled. The last statement is astrology and fortune telling are still practiced today. So the word is astrology. Astrology with 4 options. Astrology means study of planets, study of institutions, knowledge of stars or the study of people. Basically astrology stands for, or it means the knowledge of stars. So the correct answer to this word astrology is knowledge of stars. Well, here our synonyms come to an end. Now it's time for the questions which are given at the end of the chapters, and we will not only discuss the questions which are at the end of the text, rather we will discuss some more questions which are additional ones and which will further help you out in explaining the answer to certain such questions which are not the part of exercise itself. तो हम देखते हैं कि कुछ questions जो है उनके बारे में बात करते हैं. इसमें text questions की बात भी होगी, इसमें एडिशनल क्वेश्चन की बात भी होगी. नोट्स इन क्वेश्चंस को देखते हैं, थोड़ा सा इसको रिव्यू लेते हैं, इसको रिवाइज़ करते हैं. बेटे एक चीज़ मैंने आपसे डिस्कस की थी कि कुछ क्वेश्चंस के एंड पे लिखा हुआ है कि बोर्ड पेपर में ये फला साल में, पिछले सालों में ये क्वेश्चन जो है वो आता रहा है. तो आप चूँकि एक पूरा चैप्टर तैयार करेंगे तो उसमें से एक ही क्वेश्चन जो है आपको दिया जाएगा, क्योंकि आपका जो बुक 1 का पार्ट 1 है, बुक 2 का पार्ट 1 है, उसमें 1 to 10 लेसन शामिल हैं और उनके पास एम्पल अपॉर्चुनिटी है क्वेश्चन सिलेक्शन के हवाले से आपके पेपर सेटर के पास। तो मोस्टली एक लेसन में से एक ही क्वेश्चन दिया जाएगा, तो लिहाजा क्वेश्चन जो है उसको बहुत अच्छी तरह से आपने पढ़ना है, स्टडी करना है और उसी के अकॉर्डिंग जो है उसको आंसर करना है, उसी क्वेश्चन का आंसर लिखना है, किसी और क्वेश्चन का आंसर आपको नहीं लिखना है। और इसके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि टेक्स्ट को अच्छी तरह से पढ़ा जाए ताकि उसमें जितने डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स हैं उनके मीनिंग सिनोनिम्स भी आप तक पहुंच जाए और इसमें जितने मुमकिन सवाल बन सकते हैं उनके आंसर भी आपके जहन में आ जाएं। तो हम देखते हैं कि कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन जो हैं वो आपकी बुक में मौजूद है और उनका आंसर जो है वो क्या हो सकता है। द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज़, हाउ हैज़ द यूज़ ऑफ साइंटिफिक मेथड हेल्प्ड अस इन आवर फाइट अगेंस्ट डिसीजेज़। देखिए बेटा, हाउ हैज़ द यूज़ ऑफ साइंटिफिक मेथड हेल्प्ड अस इन आवर फाइट अगेंस्ट डिसीजेज। वी सी दैट साइंस हैज़ बीन ऑफ ग्रेटर एडवांटेज और ग्रेटर benefit or science, or you can say science has benefited us a lot as far as the control over diseases is concerned. We see that the certain fatal diseases like malaria, like yellow fever, typhoid, typhus, smallpox, measles or certain other diseases which were a sure call to death are now curable. And now due to the wonder drugs, due to the life-saving drugs, due to the better diagnosis system and due to the better equipments or apparatus being used in operation theatres, we can bring back the patient from the bloody jaws of death into the lap of life. So that is all due to the scientific inventions. And question number 2 is, write a note on the better sanitary conditions available in our cities today compare them what they were like 100 years ago. So what are the sanitary conditions these days? What are the sanitary conditions in our cities these days? Available in our cities today, and what were the sanitary condition which existed some 100-200 years back. तो उसमें आपको क्या बताना है कि sanitary conditions are quite improved these days in our cities, in our towns. Our streets of the cities are now paved and well drained, and it is against law to throw garbage of the houses into the street. And there are sanitation departments, there are municipalities to make sure to keep their towns clean and to prevent the towns from the spread of certain fatal diseases. And question का बकिया हिस्सा आपके पास ये आता है, and compare them with what they were like 100 years ago. And what was the sanitary condition? What were the sanitary conditions some 100 years back? We see that some 100 years back, the streets of the cities were unpaved, unbricked or rough. These were poorly drained, and household garbage was usually thrown into the streets, and animals wandering in the streets used to feed upon them. And similarly, we see that there was no municipalities, there were no such sections or departments which were responsible to keep the towns and cities clean. जी बेटे, आपके पास the very next question is, what are the sanitary conditions like in our village today and how would you improve them? Well beta, when we talk about the sanitary conditions of the villages today, we see that most of the villages are have to undergo complete neglect. We see that the streets of these villages are still poorly drained, they are unpaved, there is no proper sanitary system, there is no proper sewerage, and these conditions are likely to be improved. किस तरह से इनको improve किया जा सकता है कि by introducing proper sanitary system and by introducing the methods to dispose of the waste material through pipes, by taking them to dumping plants. So these initiatives are still needed to be taken. These steps are still required to be taken to keep the streets neat. How has the scientific method helped us in preservation and production of food? बेटा हमने पढ़ा कि modern methods of selecting, grading and processing food, all these have saved us or save the food from the risk of being poisoned in tins or cans. Similarly, we see that the dehydration from such food as milk, eggs, potatoes also has saved them from the risks of being poisoned. Next question: why are now we generally less fearful than our ancestors? What were our ancestors afraid of? We see that we people are more critical, we are more analytical in our approach toward life as compared to our ancestors. They were having fears of their own, and they were having a sense of insecurity of their own. So we are quite away from it. We are not fearful like them. Rather, we are liberal, we are broad-minded, and we try to find out the facts behind all the things. The next one is, how has the scientific method enabled us to get over the old fears? देखो बेटा, we see that the scientific method has taught us that there is always a good solid reasons behind all the strange and mysterious happenings in our surroundings. So we try to find out that reality. The next question is, what part did astrology play in the lives of men and women in the past? Well, beta, in the past we see that people mostly depended on astrology or on fortune telling for their business, for their marriages, and for their traveling or for their future plannings. So they depended on fortune telling and astrology to a greater extent in the past. Last question is, describe some of the superstitions still current in our country. How do they affect the lives of those who believe in them? Well, beta, we see, although it is the time of science, we are having enlightenment. We have become broad-minded due to the teaching of science. Yet we see that there is a small number of people, still people are there who believe in the signs of good and bad luck, who believe in evil eye, who believe in the supernatural element or the hostile forces which exist in all around us or which may cause certain fatal diseases. ये बेटा 8 क्वेश्चन जो थे ये आपके टेक्स्ट का हिस्सा थे. इन सबके हवाले से हम लोगों ने डिटेल जो है वो बात की, आंसर दिए, और ये सब आपने टेक्स्ट पढ़ने के दौरान भी ये सब चीज़ें गो थ्रू की हैं. बेटा एडिशनल क्वेश्चंस की तरफ आते हैं. एडिशन क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 हमारे पास है. इन व्हाट डिफरेंट वेज हैज़ द यूज़ ऑफ साइंटिफिक मेथड हेल्प मैनकाइंड? वी सी दैट द यूज़ ऑफ साइंटिफिक मेथड हैज़ हेल्प्ड अस इन सॉल्विंग डिफरेंट प्रॉब्लम्स लाइक our maintenance of our health, like the construction of our houses, and similarly when we talk about our ways of talk about our communication, transportation, and ways of constructing our houses, the science has benefited us a lot in different ways. Next question देखते हैं. What was the infant death mortality rate some 200 years ago? We see what was the death rate some 200 years ago. Some 200 years ago, 7 out of 8 babies died due to fatal diseases which attacked them and caused to kill them. G beta. Next question, what different disease did a child suffer from? Did the child suffer from before reaching his 12th birthday? So a child suffered from smallpox, measles, whooping cough, scarlet fever, and typhoid fever before reaching his 12th birthday. The next question is, what were the sanitary conditions in our cities some 100 years ago? We have earlier discussed this question. The sanitary conditions were not good some 100 years back. Rather, the conditions were very bad in the sense that people used to throw their household garbage in the streets, and no proper sewerage was there, and there was no arrangement to dispose of the waste material. The next question is, what are the sanitary conditions like in our cities today? We see that our cities' streets are paved and cemented or bricked, and we see that there is proper system of sanitation. There are certain departments and municipalities which keep the streets clean and thus prevent us from spread of certain diseases. Next question is, how was water carried to homes in the past and why was it used sparingly? How was water carried to the homes in the past? So we have discussed this question earlier, that the water was carried to the homes from distant places, from the wells which were at distant places from the homes, and water was to be carried in buckets. So that was not an easy task. To bring this water and to use it and to make use of it for domestic activities. Next question is, how did Los Angeles solve the water problem? The Los Angeles has solved this water problem by bringing water from Colorado River some 544 kilometers away from the district. Thus, it has made the availability of water. Los Angeles has made the availability of water possible for the people. What is an attitude? By attitude, we mean a way we feel towards an idea or towards an event. So what are superstitions? Superstitions are basically our wrong beliefs. How wrong beliefs, like if somebody feels that he is going to be convenient by wearing a certain amulets or talisman, so he would feel anxious in the absence of that talisman. How have we benefited from the use of science in our surroundings? देखिए बेटा, we are more willing to look out, to explore more truth in our surroundings. So that is why we are much more conscious regarding what is happening in our surroundings, or we have better judgment regarding the things which exist in our surroundings. वेल बेटा, हमने क्वेश्चन किए क्वेश्चन 18 तक, तो थोड़े से क्वेश्चन इस चैप्टर के अभी रह गए हैं जो कि एडिशनल क्वेश्चंस हैं, तो वी विल डिस्कस ऑल दिस क्वेश्चंस इंशाल्लाह इन आवर वेरी नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. तो दैट वाज ऑल फॉर द डे and hoping to see you in the very next lecture. We will talk about next lesson, we will discuss the next lesson, as well as we will discuss all the remaining questions of the second lesson using the scientific method. Thank you very much for being with us. Allah Hafiz.